It has been a busy day as a Nebraska fan, and the news keeps coming. Matt Rhule just talked to the media a couple of hours ago in regards to his contract extension, where the Huskers go from here. He had one quote in particular that fired me up. We'll talk about it along with recruiting, NIL, what this means for that, the USC game, how practice went this week, how we defeat the Trojans, get the upset, and a couple other bits of nuggets from these past couple hours. A huge change coming to the stadium on Saturday. I'll reveal that, my instant reaction, whether or not that's a good or bad move. These Trojan fans, they are talking recklessly. The drama around this game is increasing, and then a couple other bits as this video progresses. So really quick, this is a jam-packed update. It's been a crazy day. If you're enjoying it, because I know I am, hit that like button. And also, if you're a diehard Nebraska fan and you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Now is the time for days just like this, where there's so much news, there's so many updates. This is the only channel that posts breaking news, daily update, talking Huskers. It's no brainer. Take 2 seconds, join the family for this exact reason. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much. But without further ado, we have a lot to talk about, putting a bow on Matt Rhule's contract extension and looking at USC, the blackout, and all of the drama around that game. But talking about Matt Rhule, and of course, the contract extension, he had one quote that really fired me up in his press conference. Again, he was so grateful. He said that Nebraska is his home, that his kids love Nebraska, that his wife loves Nebraska. It was no question whether or not he wanted to stay here. And of course, the big conversation has been whether or not Matt Rhule's won enough at Nebraska to actually constitute a contract extension. Why, if it's actually granted, if he's actually worthy of receiving one. That's been the huge question. And Matt Rhule addressed that. He said, "We are not pleased with where we are right now. We are not the team we should be right now at this very moment." That fired me up. And then he said, "We are pleased with the direction we're headed." So we're not okay with the team we are. We should probably be 7-1 right now. We should have beat Minnesota. You could argue we should have beat Michigan. He knows there are a lot of deficiencies on this team when it comes to the offensive line, defensive line. Knows Dylan has played good, not great. Matt Rhule understands all of that. And he says, we're not okay right now, but we are still headed in the right direction. We are still on pace to where we want to be, playoffs potentially year 4, year 5, to be one of the best teams in the Big Ten pretty consistently. And he also said, we have much more to do. Okay, this contract extension doesn't mean that we've made it just yet. I think that's a misconception. A lot of people are like, oh, he doesn't deserve it just yet. The results haven't been good enough just yet. You might be right. The results haven't been good enough. Maybe they've been fine. Maybe not enough to get contract extension. You're not wrong. However, the process has been good enough. The process has been fine. The process has been above average, has been elite, and that's why we're giving him a contract extension, is because we have 100% faith in the way this is going, the direction this is going. That it might not be this year make the playoffs, but it might be next year. It might be year 5. And more than anything, we know what we want. We want stability. That's the most important thing for this program, is stability above everything else. We don't need a super flashy coach who's winning natties every year, who's getting, 40, 50 players from the portal. I mean, that would be nice. Like, people, throw out this Ignetti example all the time. They'll put out Lane Kiffin and stuff. Like, those coaches don't work for Nebraska. We need stability. And with stability, we will have success. But we can't have instability and success. You need to have both. You need to have both stability and success. If you're unstable, you will not be good. That we know that's a fact as Nebraska fans. Okay, our 2 best coaches of all time, Devaney and Osborne, they were stable. They were stable. We need stability. So Matt Rhule talked about that. So overall, again, I'm happy about this move. Obviously, there are drawbacks. We talked about it in the video from earlier today, but I appreciate Matt Rhule's mindset. Like, you know what? We haven't made it just yet. We haven't made it. But this extension allows us to make it, as his career progresses with the Huskers. And then, he hinted at a couple things. He talked about the NIL boost, right? Because there are going to be some NIL boosts when it comes to the recruiting transfer portal. We're going to be very aggressive this December. We're going to go after probably, I'd say 20 at the very minimum portal players. We might even go after 30. Like, that's just the sport nowadays. Okay, we're going to take a lot of players in the portal. Obviously, he talked a little bit about recruiting. He said that we're trying to land one of the best 27 classes. We're trying to land one of the best 28 classes. And the reason why he wanted to stay here is not only because about the players we have right now, but it's because he believes in the future so much. He doesn't want to give up on these prospects because he already has a great foundation in the class of 27. All right, that was the Matt Rhule press conference talking about his extension. We'll get back to it. Now, I wanted to mention this. I've been seeing a lot of Penn State fans over these past couple hours, and I guess I'm a little bit mad because, they're talking recklessly as well. Those Penn State fans are disrespecting Nebraska left and right. They're saying, oh, Nebraska really messed up. We didn't want Matt Rhule. Nebraska doesn't want Matt Rhule. Penn State fans, they're celebrating. Oh, we never wanted Matt Rhule. We're going to get this great coach. We're going to find this A-plus coach out of the rough. Like, Penn State fans, you don't have to want Matt Rhule. I'm not going to sit here and, try to convince you Matt Rhule's a really good coach. I believe he's a good coach. I'm not going to convince you that. However, the reason why I'm mad that Penn State fans are talking recklessly, you know, celebrating that they're not going to have Matt Rhule, is you're not going to find anybody better. You're just not. Who's Penn State going to hire? Newsflash, Penn State. LSU has priority over you. LSU's a better program. Florida probably is going to have priority over you. You're going to have the third pick of the litter. So who are you going to get? You're not going to get your first option. You're probably not going to get your second option. You're going to be going down the list, and you're going to be going to the 7th option, 8th option, and you're going to say, oh, Manny Diaz. I'll get Manny Diaz, or I'll get, you know, Bill O'Brien. So to all those Penn State fans celebrating, we'll let time do its talking, right? Because you're not going to get anybody better than Matt Rhule. You don't have to believe Matt Rhule's the best coach, but you're not getting better than him. I'll tell you that much. So enjoy yourselves when you find out who you actually hire, because it's not going to be Matt Rhule. Matt Rhule's with us. All right, going on to the other stuff that Matt Rhule had to say in the press conference. Of course, talking a little bit about USC. I mean, that's the storyline. Like, don't let all the contract stuff, you know, distract you what the real mission is. The real mission is beating USC, getting our first ranked victory in about a decade, and getting back to the playoff talks on Saturday. That's the mission. And Matt Rhule talked about it at the very end. He said, you know what? We've had a tough week of practice. We're embracing the cold weather. It's going to be very cold on Saturday. It's going to be windy. It's going to be a little dreary even. And he said one thing that fired me up. We're going to leave everything on the table. We're going all in. All this talk around, oh, we're playing not to lose. We're playing conservative. That's out of the window this game. We're doing whatever it takes to win, because we understand that if we win this ball game, we're back in playoff talks. We will probably be ranked. Again, there will be a lot of hype around this program. We messed up versus Michigan. We didn't win that game. And we get a second chance now. Okay, oftentimes you don't get second chances in life. Okay, that's deep in the football. Sometimes you just don't get second chances. But when you do get your second chance, like Nebraska has on Saturday, you capitalize. You capitalize. So we're going all in. And then one last thing, he said that Turner Corcoran will be our starter right tackle. He confirmed what I told you guys on the channel. I believe we revealed that, Sunday on the channel, that Turner Corcoran would start at right tackle. So it is confirmed Turner will be our right tackle starter. Gunnar Gatula likely out versus USC. But even if he does play, he will not be our starter anyways, because he hasn't played good football as of recent. All right, that was the press conference. Now let's get to all of the news from today. I mean, you got to start things off with what was just announced. We hinted at this. I didn't know for a fact if this was going to happen, but I guessed it was going to happen. Nebraska is bringing out the black field versus USC. Now, it's not all black. It's not like Boise State out here, but we have black end zones. We have a black end. There's going to be black decals all over the stadium. We, of course, have the black flag, which is right by the big board. There might be some black balloons in there. It's going to be a black light show. So Nebraska, I am so appreciative that they're going all in. They're all in for this, right? They understand that, hey, man, this is the first time we're really going all in on the blackout. It could be really cool if we do it right. And this is how you do it. If you're going to do something like an all white or all black, you got to go all in. And I need the fans to show up and do it as well. Okay, I know some people don't like the blackout. I don't care if you like it or not. Wear black. Because I'm telling you, if you wear red, you're going to look stupid. You're not only going to look stupid, but you're also just not supporting the team. I mean, sure, you're supporting the team by being there, but when we do something cool, participate, because you're not helping the program by wearing any other color but black. So even if you don't own like a black Husker gear and you're going to be there, just wear a black shirt. Everybody owns a black shirt. It's better to wear black than anything other. So just everybody wear black, be there, support this, because it might be a yearly thing. Like it or not, this might be a yearly thing. Okay, Matt Rhule's hinted at that. Troy Dan's hinting at that. Like, if we win this ball game versus USC and people like it, it'll probably come back next year. So you don't have to wear black this year, but just know it'll probably be a yearly thing. So you better get on the train right now, or you're never going to get on the train. That's just the way it goes. But anyways, we're going to be wearing black versus USC, and we're going to have all black decals, and I think that's really cool. All right, going on to all the USC drama, because these USC fans, I'll give them credit. Like, there have been some respectful comments. Like, this guy said the Nebraska fans are the nicest people ever. Like, there's some USC fans who've been nice toward us, but the majority of them have been pretty not nice. I'll put it at that, right? This guy said Dylan Ryle next year with a picture of him and Lincoln Riley at USC, and then this guy said hard pass. He doesn't want Dylan. Okay, I see that. We got this guy saying that Matt Rhule has been in the lab and does not have time to watch film on USC as he prepares for his music single debut. I like that one. You know, usually like Michigan fans, they weren't bringing the heat. You know, we heard some Maryland fans, they weren't bringing the heat. That was kind of funny. I kind of like that one. That one's kind of unique. This one says Patrick Mahomes and Dylan Ryle have not spoken since Mahomes left the week 1 game in Kansas City early. That was kind of funny too. So again, USC fans are talking a little bit. I think it's all tongue in cheek, right? Nothing really crazy, but Hey man, this is when Nebraska fans thrive. Is when we're playing a fan base who's also has a bunch of history. Also, they're very active. I kind of like the trash talk. I like the banter. But at the end of the day, it's all love. Obviously, nothing ever personal. But USC fans, I mean, for the majority of them, they think they're going to win tomorrow big. Or excuse me, they think they're going to win big on Saturday. We got to prove them wrong, man. We got to prove them wrong. But they're all kind of arrogant. They think, oh, Nebraska, this farm school, we're going to go in there and ruin their blackout. All right. Let's see, man. Let's see. I think Nebraska fans think that as well. Time will talk. Time will do the telling. All right, couple other things before we get out of here. We got Emmett Johnson. Look at these Pro Football Focus grades. On the year, he has a rushing grade of 86. Of course, right now he's third in rushing yards. I think in the Power 4 ranks. Only second to, I believe, Ahmad Hardy and Justice Hayes, I think, are the only two above him in the Power 4. So, again, that's incredible. I mean, Emmett Johnson is blowing all these records out of the window. I didn't think he was even going to be a 1,000-yard rusher. I was wrong because I thought this offense would be more oriented to the pass. I mean, it absolutely is an air raid offense, but still, Emmett Johnson's been, I think he's exceeded everybody's expectations. He's had 44 missed tackles on the year, which is third in America. He has 24 explosive runs. So, I mean, again, this is what I told you guys on Sunday. Like, just enjoy Emmett Johnson playing football, because we only have 4 more games with him. You might think he's going to be here next year. You can have your opinion, but with the way he's played this year, he will have a very high draft grade next to his name. And I think with Emmett Johnson, he would be dumb not to go to the NFL after this year, because if he comes back, he might ruin his draft grade. You never know what's going to happen with injuries. So I do believe it's in Emmett Johnson's best interest to leave after this year, to go to the NFL. I always root for the player, and I think he should probably go to the NFL. And he's balling out, man. He's balling out, and he absolutely should do that. So just enjoy these last 4 games, because we don't know if he'll be back next year, but I'm guessing he will not be. And then I just thought this was interesting. Look at this. You see, everybody talks all the time about Nebraska being dysfunctional. Yeah, we're not dysfunctional at all compared to the other programs. LSU, their athletic director is not hiring their next head coach. So who's going to make the move? And the governor said this. The governor's not the one making the hire. He also said, I'm not making the hire, but we're darn sure that the AD is not making the hire. So the athletic director can't even do his job correctly. Why is he even there? Why is he still employed? If you don't trust the athletic director to make the next hire for LSU, what are you even doing? Get him out of there. So, I mean, really, who's going to make the hire for them? It's the boosters. The boosters will make the hire. Well, that's not any different from what it's already been. The boosters have been making the hires for years. At least they're kind of honest about it. But to all the people who are like, oh, Nebraska's dysfunctional. Yeah, we're not LSU. We're not Florida. We're not any of these other programs. All of them are more dysfunctional than the Huskers. All right, final thoughts before we get out of here. Again, big-time ball game, man. Nebraska versus USC. Again, I will have my score prediction come out tomorrow. I've been pondering it. I've been going back and forth. And I can safely tell you I've come up with it. And it's shocking. I'll tell you that. It's shocking. It's surprising. I'm putting my legacy on the line. You know, we had a really hard start to the year. I went 5-0. I accurately predicted all these ball games. I told you guys Michigan State would be close. I told you Michigan was a 3-point loss. And then we went on a little bit of a losing streak. Obviously, got the Minnesota game incorrect, as did everybody. Got the Northwestern game incorrect. I thought we were going to lose. We won. I'm very happy we won. So I'm 5-2 on the year. But this is where I put all my chips in one basket tomorrow, man. The USC game. And I got a good prediction for you guys. So make sure to watch that video. It will be released at 9 o'clock Central in the morning. All right, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below about everything. Your final thoughts about today, the contract extension, the NIL, the recruiting, the black field, the USC game. I want to hear everything. Let me know your thoughts down below. Hey, if you made this far, hit the like button and subscribe. As always, folks, go be rad, go Rhule, and I'll see you in the next one.